Hey guys, the following little film is my journey to make my power sluice, my Frankenstein sluice. Last year I was dragging home buckets of material almost every time out, and I got quite a collection. So I built a power sluice to run through it. It was intended to be for the winter when the weather got too bad, but we had a really mild winter and I never really had a chance. So I start making it in December, and it's a few months before I get finished because I'm out prospecting because it's been good weather. So other than the mats and the pump, I'm trying to make this thing as cheap as possible, repurposed material. I did have to buy a few pieces of wood, but I watched a video talking about how these welding rods or brazing rods don't work on certain materials. So I'm going to do a test on this metal here, which is cut off of the main piece, to see if it'll even work. If not, I don't know, epoxy and stuff, or I can just make a tub out of some plastic. But let's hope this works. This type of brazing is a skill. I have no experience in it. I'm just trying to teach myself as I go. I hope this type of metal is receptive to this. If not, I'm going to use epoxy and silicone and other things. If that don't work, I'm just going to take a plastic bucket and knock a hole in it and make it work. But I had this piece of metal, or found this piece of metal, and I was going to try to make it work. That don't look too good. But as long as it sticks, it ain't got to be pretty. The idea for this power sluice was well before I had a double deuce, and since then there's really been no need to try to carry out a bunch of heavy material when I can send that much material through my double deuce in about 1 minute or less. Depends on how much clay and how rocky it is. So I ran all my material in 3 different sessions. In 2 of the sessions, I split my top mats and bottom mats and cleaned them out separately. I never found anything other than one of the tiniest little micros you can imagine in the bottom mat. So that first 27 inches of mat is catching 99.9% of the gold, and you can't complain with that. So, all right, here's the Frankenstein beast. It's middle of the day, so there's a lot of traffic around me. I got a little classifying area set up because some of these buckets might not be, and it's passing through there pretty easily. I got some set up ready to go. Got this set up, leveled. May have to do some changes. The water is about to be completely full, and yes, there are a lot of things that need to be changed on this and improved, and I haven't even secured any water or made a spray bar or anything, but hey, we're going to figure it all out together. I don't even know how much power this thing's going to have, so we're going to fire it up in just a second and see what happens. We're going to get wet. All right, I got lots of problems. I expected some. Let's sort these out and try it again. All right, trial number 2. Got the brick on top. Still losing a little water. The big part's going there was a piece missing, and the top worked out a little better. Still losing a little water up here, but that's not too bad. I got a paintbrush here. I'm going to brush these air bubbles out. Take a look at this exchange, this right here. This ain't too bad. It's running pretty good. I do have a bucket down in there so I can get the tailings out from time to time, and an overflow bucket where the pump is. Looks like we're still losing. I think it's looking pretty good. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Yeah, well, it bottomed out down here. Yeah, I shouldn't have added so fast. Yeah, well, it's working though. Things going pretty good. It's not perfect, but it was made out of repurposed parts, scrap. I had the tools, glues, paints, and stuff like that already. I only bought a few pieces of wood, the mats, and the pump. So I'm in it for about $120. Because these were given. So that's not too bad. Looks like the water level is staying pretty good. What I need to do here is probably just increase this. You see, it does clean out eventually. Just feed it slow or increase the pitch considerably. Is that a gold? Looks like third time's a charm over here. It's not backing up anymore. I just changed it by a couple degrees. Now, load this through. Already fighting bugs out here. Now I can load this through, and it's cleaning out nicely. Awesome. Well, I got bucket after bucket. This is just a few I brought down. I got a whole pile over there. Let's see how much I can get through. Man, this thing is great. Awesome. Boy, I'm getting some funny looks from people walking the streets tonight. I don't care. So thanks for watching my little adventure and my mishaps, my misdirections, my failures, my successes. In the end, I got a machine that was really cheap to make, and it worked very well. And I have no regrets from that, and I had a lot of fun using it. I don't really have much need for it now, but maybe I'll head up to the big gold mine around Thermal City and I can get a whole scoop for about 70, 80 bucks. Bucket that up and bring it back and set up the power sluice again and run it again. That sounds like a fun little adventure. But until then, get in the creek and get that gold. Here's the gold run from the Frankenstein sluice. The power sluice in the backyard. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit more, and I see there's some lead. There's a lot of mercury gold in there too. I'm gonna have to clean it up real good. But third of a gram. It's probably a quarter of a gram once I clean it up. And it's not too bad out of the material I brought home.